Hey guys, my name is Trevor Kahn, and I'll be informing you on some of the important information you could use to improve your reputation as a manager, as well as your reputations with your coworkers and your relationships as well. Um, there are three topics that I'm going to be touching on today, and those are um, not to be judging, um, to be more of a sight reader, read body language well, and what exactly motivational value systems are, um, and what they entail. So, to start off with, judging obviously is one of the worst non listening behaviors. It leaves the other party feeling sort of uncomfortable or unable to really effectively communicate or open up with you. Um, One of the things Mr. Morgan says in this Forbes article is it's now the manager's job to make sure the employees work hard rather than the employees really making sure the manager does all the work, because personal relationships are a big part with your employees being able to open up with you, to be honest with you, and that comes with practice. Though that doesn't just happen right away. Um, if your employee obviously is going to come talk to you, for example, so they want to set up a meeting, right? They're going to come in. Obviously, they're anxious or concerned about something in the first place. So the last thing you want to do is really make them even more nervous by being more judgmental and be more of a person like to ask a question of, okay, how can we fix this, or what can we do to fix this, rather than whose fault was this? Like, why did you do this? Don't be judgmental. Be more on an encouraging or constructive criticism rather than degrading, because that really causes employees to close up, and maybe they won't be as honest with you in the future as they would be right now if you make them feel comfortable with you. Um, the next topic is ability to sight read or read body language. So sight reading is the intelligent observation of nonverbal communications. It is the act of anticipating intentions and moods through the perceptive examination of nonverbal cues. End quote. Um, that comes straight from the book. So basically, reading body language, um, there are four different types that the book talks about. The first one is practice each day for 15 minutes. Watch how people walk around to carry themselves. And that's just, people go to the mall, they'll people watch, stuff like that, or at the airport, great place to people watch, honestly. That's a good way to practice. Secondly, pay attention to congruence, which is like different patterns of how people act. Thirdly would be sight read in clusters, not in isolation. So view others' body language when they're in big groups of people, not so much as by themselves over in a corner, doing their own work. It's much easier to see how people act, or better to see how people act in big groups rather than in isolation. Lastly is to sight read in context. So put a person in crunch time and let's see how they handle it, or just a tight situation, or maybe not such a tight situation. It's very important to understand how your employees are going to handle themselves in different types of scenarios in the workplace. So moving on to the last topic of discussion, the motivational value systems. There are red, blue, and green subcategories that the book really talks about, and there these three different topics. Really, you can really put anybody in any of these categories. So the first one is the red. Red is concerned about organizing people, time, money, and other resources to accomplish results. So this individual is more like assertive, straightforward with their employees, and really hands-on. Like they want really controlling, kind of really hard on each other. Next would be blue. The blue is guided by motives to protect others and help others grow and act in the best interest of others. So this individual is more nurturing and personally for their employees. Lastly would be the green. The green are not concerned with business activities that have been thought out carefully and that everything is in the right place to be successful. So this individual could be more cautious, more laid back, resulting in or not so laid back, more like this is my way, not your way kind of like more competitive judicial mindset among their employees, which can cause a bunch of drama in the workplace, and like we talked about earlier, employees to fold up, kind of become more within themselves and not speak their feelings to you, their true feelings. So that wraps up all three of the topics. So basically, what the book talks about and what this Forbes article talks about, Jacob Morgan, the writer, he talks about leading by example and embrace the vulnerability. That pretty much sums it all up. So I hope these tips and topics could help you be a leader or how to improve yourself amongst your employees and your relationships. So thank you for your time.